All right, Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect out there doing this work of faith and labor of love, true sincerity. All right, and I wanted to get into a quick topic based upon what you see here on the screen. Now, pretty much it all started from a football player by the name of Deshaun Jackson, who was recently traded or whatever to the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, back to the Philadelphia Eagles. And he made a statement, concerning, the so-called Jews and Hitler, and trying to make a comparison with the current times and things in which, we've been suffering as a people, and so, Stephen A. Smith, he made his commentary, and this is on social media, Instagram. So he made his commentary, and then here you have, this brother here, Trey, he try he will, or however you say his name, and he says, the original Jews are black. You missing the point. All right. So all Stephen A. Smith was basically saying within the video was pretty much that he didn't have to mention Hitler, that he didn't have to mention certain things to get his point across. And then another, he went Deshaun Jackson, he made an apology after the fact, and then you had the former basketball player Stephen Jackson, he doubled down on what he said, and he said that he fully agreed. So that's what brought this to this point for Stephen A. Smith to have to speak on it, and now getting to this comment. So Trey He Will says the original Jews are black. You missing the point. So you see, it was 148 other messages going down. I didn't bother see what everybody else had to say. I just wanted to get to the point of the matter, because you have various comments. People are saying, where'd you get that from, and you don't know what you're talking about, such and such and such and such. So the normal stuff that Jake do, the normal stuff, right? So it says, no, you are missing the point at Trey He Will. It's not about who the original Jews are. It's about the fact that you don't need to bring that up at this time if you're an NFL player, because the fallout coming. Is that topic going to get folks to address federal legislation to eradicate violence versus unarmed black men by police? Is that subject going to provoke folks to address black economic empowerment, create more opportunities, etc.? Because that's what we're talking about right now via all these protests. And anything that takes us away from that is nothing but a distraction, period. So now, based upon the context in which Trey He Will made this comment towards Stephen A. Smith's video, it was out of context. But hey, it's still all in the spirit that he missed this, because overall Stephen A. Smith is missing the point, and now overall he shows that he's missing the point, of the overall spectrum of the world, the society, who we are as a people, and why these things are happening by this comment in which he stated. Why? Because he's heavily engulfed within this society. He's up there on a major platform, ESPN, and he has major how do you say nowadays, a clout, within the society, and people really respect his opinions on various topics. But he's clearly missing the point here, because he's saying that it's not about who the original Jews are. Now, in context, correctly to what he's talking about, he's right. But overall, he's wrong, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. Because if we, and primarily in this case, if he was to recognize truly who we are as a people, the rest of what he said toward the end of the statement would be completely out of the window, because you would know that at the end of the day, it's nothing that we can truly do within the society to get to a point in where we're supposed to be, because what? The Lord destined us to be here in America as slaves, you know. But we have the future world to come. This is the so-called white man's world currently, because him saying all of this, is that topic going to get folks to address federal legislation and eradicate violence and unarmed black men by police? Is that subject going to provoke folks to address black economic empowerment? What empowerment? What is really going to be done? Esau is always going to keep things in the way it is, and it's going to get worse. You can see it by everything that's going on now. Create more opportunities, etc. Because that's what we're talking about right now via all these protests. And anything that takes us away from that is nothing. It's nothing but a distraction. Period. So he's saying that us knowing who we are, basically, because he's ignorant to the fact, saying that that's a distraction from the more important, the so-called more important topics at hand, which is trying to get economic empowerment and stop violence against us. Hey, the Lord set all of this up, man. It's supposed to be going down like this, The Lord set these things up, right? Us getting killed and so on and so forth. Hey, because our people have to be made an example of, and these examples ring out through the scriptures to show that everything is through the Most High, and everything goes through the Most High, man. This Psalm 68 and 20 says, "He that is our power is the power of salvation, and unto our power the Lord belong the issues from death." So the Lord is putting these various things into play, and also when you go to the book of what I'm thinking about, the book of Amos 3, and I start at 3 and 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? The nature of the so-called white man versus the nature of us as Israelites is completely different. We can never be agreed. We can never walk together within a society ever. Esau wasn't meant to walk side by side with anybody. He is the thief. He is the murderer. He's the destroyer. He is the harbinger of death. That's what he was destined for. So nobody, no matter who you are, no matter what so-called nationality, you cannot walk together with the so-called white man, because he's always going to seek the upper hand, because that is his nature. The Lord created him as the vessel for destruction, and we are the vessels of righteousness, man. Verse 4: Will a lion roar in the forest when he have no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? So the Lord is clearly telling you that I put these things into play. I put these things into play, right? But Stephen A. Smith can't get it because, well, he's not a man of the Lord. He don't have no knowledge of these things. Maybe if these people would actually take time to give the Lord some credence and look into certain things, maybe they'll have a better understanding. They may not still at the end of the day spew what they truly feel or the actual knowledge in which they know upon television, because they know, that'll cost them their bread. They know that at the end of the day. But hey, we know the truth. That's why verse 7 says what? Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay? So that's what this is all about at the end of the day. That's what it all boils down to, man. Us knowing the truth of who we are and why these things are happening, man. That's what it all boils down to. Because if you get the proper scope of that, then what else is there to really look into? What else truly matters? If we know what's going down at the end of the day, we know what the society is coming to. We know that it's not getting better. We know that it's only going to get worse. We know that we're going to be forced. Lisa was going to try to force the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, on us. We know that martial law is going to fully be set in place. This is a medical martial law right now, so to speak. But people still have the liberties and still have the freedoms where you could still do certain things. Just the average, everyday things and what you go through, or just the most common liberties that you would normally do, they're restricted to a certain degree. Just your casual liberties. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. So, hey, our people are standing in boldness. The true boldness is that our people have is within the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to stand up to the so-called white man. People think that they bold, but really they doing all this for nothing right now. But everything in which Esau's doing shows in the lengths and the information that people are getting into now, and now that the climate is so hot, people can clearly see that they've never made no account of the labors and the things in which we've done within the society. And you're not meant to get no credit within the society, because this is the so-called white man's heaven, and this is the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man's hell, man. That's what this all boils down to at the end of the day, you know? So why is our people still out here, trying to be hand in hand with the so-called white man when that's not possible, man? It is not possible. People still haven't learned. No matter what you do, you can do nothing to gain any ground with the so-called white man. Just like case in point with the whole Washington Redskins renaming of the team. They know that this Redskins is a derogatory term. They didn't, and years ago, the owner said that he's not changing the name. Nothing happened. But now, since certain sponsors and things are threatening to pull money from the Washington Redskins, now he's willing to change their mind. Why? Because Esau only cares about what his dollar, his riches, and that's all that boils down to him, man. All right, so this is Isaiah 13:14. And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own land. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So us trying to join up hands with the so-called white man, mixing and mingling, how we've been doing, has brought us nothing but destruction, and it will continue to bring us destruction. And ultimately, in the end, if you believe in inequality, you believe in that we're supposed to team up with them, do this and do that, like we all going to be one big happy family, you sadly mistaken. And thus saith the Lord, you are going to fall by the sword, man. The scriptures clearly say it's time for us to arise and wake out of sleep, because now it is high time, man. It's a higher time than ever. And if you're not fully aware what's going on, you're going to get caught up, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemiah Shah, we've woken up. So therefore, we give out the truth. We give out the information so that our people have it out there. And then you got brothers like the brother from the screenshot, Trey Well, whether he's in a camp or not, regardless, he knows the truth. He's putting things out there to give other people reactions or other people information to look into. That's why the Lord said, well, you shall have no cloak for your sins. And that's it, So, with that, I just want to tap in this topic real quick. So, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, the B'wanas to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to Lek out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom.